Hello, amazing family. Welcome to Life Matters with Anu Adidire. And I hope you're having an amazing day. For me, it's been one busy day, and I am so happy today's my husband's birthday. So we are doing whoop whoop, happy birthday, whoop whoop. Okay. So today I'm gonna go right into it. Please, if you have friends, please share the link, share on Facebook, share on your Instagram, share on your YouTube channel, let them know. Share the YouTube to your friends. I'll be doing same right away. So while I'm doing that, please make sure that you share. We're live right now. I'm super excited. My guest is ready. Yeah, due to some technical stuff, the technical and difficulty, we needed to like come back on the live, but now we're good to go. But today I'm gonna be having a business owner, someone that um has had a successful business so far in the city of Edmonton and the land of Canada. She's a Nigerian, and today we're just sharing. She'll be sharing her success stories with us. She'll be sharing her days where it was very low. But while I bring up on the show, we'll just go live on our Instagram page. Yes, we're still having. Mark is not allowing the show to be very, very, very great when it comes to putting stuff together. But let's just put this in, and I'm going to add my guests. Oh, Jesus is Lord. Okay, so I'm going to add my guest very soon. Yeah. So I'll be adding my guest. She is Mrs. Kemi Bolatito Bello. She is a business owner. She's the CEO of Bulk by um wholesale here in Edmonton, and I can't remember how I got to learn about her. Oh, guys, my wig is my wig is acting drama. So I can't remember how I got to know her, but I remember that she had her birthday recently, her 40th birthday, and I saw her birthday party, and a couple of people that I knew were there. And I'm like, who is this person that everybody I know, right? You know, that kind of person that everybody you just know, everybody that you know personally just know this person, right? So I'm like, okay, you know what? Who's gonna be our next guest? Who are we gonna talk to next? And she is. So I'll be bringing in my guest. Please put a round of applause everywhere you are and anywhere you are, and put your hands together for my guest, Mrs. Bolatito Bello. Whoop, whoop. I want to start making noise. Whoop, 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 whoop. Good afternoon, ma. How are you doing?
Mhm.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good, except for the technical glitches.
Oh my, I know how it can be sometimes.
And I'm
Um,
still trying to connect my headphone. It's not going.
so right
Yeah.
now we're live
Hi.
on
Thank you for having
Facebook.
me.
We are live on before we even start all that, we're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube. So please, if you have friends that you want to share with, please share. The YouTube channel is Anua Dedere. So just share with your friends, share with your neighbors, tell your neighbors come watch. And if you are into business and you're like, you know what, I've not had this, I've not had that, this is someone that has had a success story and she's making more money. Like mommy is hallelujah. So we'll be having my guest start up. So before you start, you don't even look 40. Let's start with that. You look like 21. So I think 40 is the new 21 now, because I saw your kids and I'm like, gosh, like she has three kids. I know. I'm I'm tapping into the grace and anointing um of your figure. It's amazing. But happy belated birthday. I saw the
Thank you.
pictures, I saw the videos. It was beautiful, it was amazing. um and I'm sure you had a great time. You sure
Yeah,
had.
I did.
So I
I
will start.
did.
I'll start from here. So the first question I always ask my guests basically is, aside from business, being a mom, being a wife, what do you use to relax and unwind and kind of
Hmm.
settle in for the week?
Well, can you hear me clearly, right?
Clearly, clear
Oh,
as
okay.
day.
All right, good. All right. Well, I think I do because I don't know how to sleep a lot. Like
Wow.
my sleep time is like scheduled, maybe max 5 to 6 hours. My husband can sleep for 24 hours, but I can do it. But more, except maybe I'm really sick. So I do a lot of binge watching, some
Oh,
Netflix
nice.
series and stuff like that.
So
That's
what's
the
your
only.
current
Yeah,
what's
I
your
don't want to
current
do any other
Netflix?
thing at that time. Call me, I won't answer you when I'm binging.
That's amazing.
I
So
won't do any other thing.
what's the
And
current
that
series
helps
you're
me. Yeah.
watching on Netflix?
You said what?
What's the current series you're watching on Netflix?
Okay, I just finished watching the Crown, the season
Oh,
4,
I have actually
and
not watched
I
one
also
episode.
finished.
I have
I
not
also
watched
finished
one.
watching Grey Anatomy season
Yeah.
16.
Yes, no. So I've actually started watching the latest season. The
I
one
think
that
that will be 17. It's not on
yes.
Netflix.
Oh, it's not on no. I don't wait for Netflix. I always try to like look for other ways to watch stuff like that. So that's amazing. So
Yeah,
let me
that's
start
where
from
I am
here.
right now.
Being a very busy person and you running a business, I know it's probably I'll let you do all the talking. But I want to start from here. When did you start doing business? Was it from Nigeria or did you start doing it from another country before you came to Canada? How did business come to you?
Well, one thing I always say is like most of my adult life, I've always been in business.
Mm,
I've always been into one buying and selling or, doing something like I've never been able to sit still. I always, when people complain about something, then I listen, but some other people may not see it as an opportunity, but I see that that's a problem and I
mm,
need to fill that vacuum and I
mm,
need to be able to provide solution.
mm.
So while back in when I was in university, University of Ogun State, now Olabisi Onabanjo University, I I bake cakes.
Wow.
I'm going to school. I go to the candy store, gum store, wherever store. I buy stuff, put it in a plastic transparent container, and I put it on my table after lectures. Students who need something to snack on, and they buy. And I'm going home with extra money that day. I didn't just come to class. So
Wow.
I've always been busy doing something or making something. Oh, you need the services. Oh, I'll provide it. I'll just fill a vacuum. So it's not just now. It's been part of me growing up, and it's been part of me most of my adult life to do something, to just get busy with
Mm,
something. Yeah.
wow. So did you start full time doing business here in Canada, or were you doing business like having a store and having stuff you were selling back in Nigeria, or was it from Nigeria to Canada, or you were in another country before you came to Canada?
Well, I have businesses in Nigeria where before we immigrated in 2015, and I I am just a serial entrepreneur. So, like I said earlier, I'm always very busy. So
Yeah.
I used to make supply, do supplies. I have a business that do supplies to some multinational in Lagos,
Okay.
and I also have a business center in a in an institution, Lagos State Polytechnic. I have a business there, and I also have a catering business as well
Wow.
back in Nigeria. So when I came here, when you come newly, you have to start everything from
All right.
scratch. Your
Yeah.
life, yeah, everything basically you start from scratch.
Mm,
So I decided, okay, just passionate about, though my background was media, I decided, okay, I want to go into social services because I've always volunteered. I volunteered for World Bank, even back in Nigeria. I've always worked in volunteering positions, even while I was running those businesses. When
mm.
I stopped working because I have kids and I was
Wow.
raising young children, so I stopped working paid employment. So I was just doing business. So,
Yeah.
and part of what I do is to volunteer as well. My time teaching some life skills in public schools in Lagos State. I work with a program called Lagos Eco Project. So it's with World Bank, and I also volunteered some programs with US Embassy Lagos. So I did all of that. So that really, really like made me to like, okay, I think this is one of my passion to pursue a career in social services. So when I got here, I think the same week I started volunteering with Catholic Social Services. The same week I came and I decided, okay, I'll go to school and do social work. Then at some point, I was being delayed during my admission, so I moved to human service. So I graduated this year from that
Wow.
degree program.
Wow.
So I
Congratulations.
worked in social services. I was working at Catholic Social Services up until August this year. So while
Wow.
I was doing my business. So yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's a lot to toggle. So how do you get the strength? Because I know that taking care of kids, having a family,
Um,
you just migrated, you're running a school, you're running businesses. How do you cope with all that at the same time?
it's really tough,
Hmm.
but I have a very wonderful partner. So we try to make things work between us. Like getting their meal ready is bathing them and
Hmm.
getting them ready for school. Either of us that is available in the morning would drop them off. Okay, I drop this kid off. Maybe this one go to another school. This one go
Hmm.
to another school. He drops them off. So we always find those ways to just balance things out. And he is just wonderful, like to have him
Hmm.
and be able to help me. And it takes a lot of courage as well. There
Hmm.
are times I want to break down because it's really too much. I
Hmm.
was doing a full-time degree program. I was running my business from my basement or my garage. I
Wow.
was I was working full time. I've always had full-time job since
Wow.
2016. We came late 2015. So 4 months into being in Canada, I've always had full-time job. So
Yeah.
up until August of this year. So it's just been a lot of, a lot of work
Wow.
and it's been God and
Hmm.
grace. That's
Hmm.
the way
Hmm.
I would say it. And the
Hmm.
favor of God I've enjoyed. It's
Hmm.
not because I'm that powerful or I have those strengths, but God
Hmm.
has been helping me. But it's a lot of work to juggle between those segments and of life, and it's been rewarding so far.
Wow. So tell us the story. How did you start your business from the scratch here in Canada? Were there what were yeah, how did you start? Then we go to what were the things that kind of shook you when it comes to like probably things were delayed or or what yeah, let's start from how did you start your business
Okay.
here in Canada?
Actually, this is how it started. Like when we came newly, you were looking for food and how to get food on bargain. You went through winter and things were so expensive, like especially tomatoes and peppers were like this is really, and at that time you're crunching the numbers. You don't have all the money. You're
Yeah.
not working yet. So I spoke with my I have a sister-in-law here, and I spoke with her, and she said, oh, we get everything maybe during summer from Calgary. It was like, okay, can I have their contacts? Like, I think I'll go this summer. I said, oh, but you just started driving. I said, well, the roads are better than in Nigeria. I drove in Nigeria and I travel on highways too. So that's no
Uh,
problem. I'll go. So at
wow.
that time, they came together like, okay, buy for us when you go. So when I got there, I spoke with some of the farmers, like, can I be getting this every year and all that? Because I noticed that's a problem in Edmonton, right? To
Hmm.
access very affordable produce.
Hmm.
So I spoke with the farmer, can I be getting this every year? And they said, yeah, sure, we'll do that. I said, well, as a matter of fact, I'll look for people when I get back home that will be interested in the produce. Then you send it on the truck to us. And
Hmm.
it was like, he was thinking maybe I was joking. So I got home and I sent out messages, WhatsApp messages to my contact at that time. Some people forwarded it to groups in Rema
Hmm.
church, and people came together and they were interested and they were booking. And I ordered. And the guy said, "Well, you need to pay me." I said, "Well, I don't have the money." Like, okay. I remember I have a line of credit with RBC. So I said, "Well, this is what it's meant for."
Mm.
So I paid for it and they brought it down, and people came. We were living in a rented unit then. So people came and picked it up, and that's how it all started. So every year during summer, people know me for pepper and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
they come to my house and pick it up. So we people pre-order and we order it. So up until 2018, so I was looking for, okay, I was like, okay, so people started asking me for other things. Like, okay, what about chicken? What about fish? What about this? What about
Wow.
so like, oh, okay.
Wow.
So I
Mm.
spoke with someone and someone put me in contact with somebody that sells like me now. So it's like I'm buying from a retailer as well.
Yeah.
So she said, okay, she can send to me from Calgary and all that.
Mm.
Though I won't get a lot of profit margin, but it's better if I can come in and pick it up, and then I will save the cost of transportation. So I was doing that back and forth for about
Mm.
2 years. I'll go there and pick it up and then bring it to Edmonton, buy freezers. Anybody that comes to my house know I have a lot of freezers. So,
Wow. Wow.
so I kept on doing that. So people know me with that. So I built that relationship with most of my customers from there.
Mm.
Then in 2018, I was like, okay, I don't want to continue bugging my neighbors. Like whenever I have in summer, like big truck will come to my Harley to drop off stuff, and they will step on the grass, they will drive over the grass. And okay, I need a
And they
place to
finish
just
the
for
same
me to
time.
just store them like a warehouse. So I was just looking online, like just a temporary. I wasn't looking for anything permanent. That's how, sometimes you could be so myopic in your thinking that you're
Mm.
not there yet, right? So I was just looking for, okay, where I would just use. So I looked for a while. Then one day I was in the office and I just saw something on Kijiji, like business for sale or something like that. So I clicked on it, and the guy, I chatted with him. I said, "Well, my office is a block away from you. Can I come in and see the place?" And he said, "Yeah, sure." So
Mm.
I came in here and said, "Okay, why are you selling?" I was like, "Well, we're just not interested in food business again. We want to move to other things." And found my business
Like
on
God,
Kijiji.
God was literally just waiting for you. Wow. Wow.
So we were able to, it was really tough because at that time I wasn't planning on anything like you want to buy thousands of dollars of assets,
Hmm.
because they are not selling me actually the business itself, but they are selling me the assets. So it's like, where will I will get this money? So my husband and I sat down. He came to look at it. It was like, okay, what's wrong with them? Something must be, they must be running away from something. Okay, we'll ask our lawyer to look into them and make sure they're clean. And we did that, and then here we are.
Wow.
I'm
So
in the building right now. So
wow.
that's
Wow.
how we were able to. Um it was a long
I
journey,
I
but
think it's a
we're here right
testimony
now.
of
So
God comes right on time, and I think that it's a testimony to people that probably been waiting on God for something for a very long time, um, and you've waited. Sorry, just 1 minute.
okay.
Sorry, there's a timer on the camera I use, so the camera always goes off in 30 minutes. So I
Can
like
you see me now?
yes, I can see you. No, it's my
Okay, all
camera,
right.
it's not yours. So like I was saying, it's something that I believe that God always comes right on time. And imagine you already thinking that what am I doing? What am I what and you've already thought of all the what ifs, and God is just looking like this my daughter just needs to calm down. Like I got you. Like I have your back. So let's talk fast forward. You got the building. How was the process like? When did you start saying, you know what, let me put this together for the business and put that together for the business? what made you start selling what you're selling now, and what have been the challenges you've faced so far um starting up first?
Um, if I get the question right, well, I just because we are in food business, right? So, and food business comes with a lot of things that people don't see on the outside,
Mm,
and you have to do. This is things that people put in their stomach and on their body, so you have to be extremely careful about that and follow all the procedure that for you to be able to
mm.
sell food. So you have to go through regular even we have suppliers that will not supply you unless you have certain things in place, your licensing in place. You have to
Mm,
make sure you have your Alberta Ed Services inspection done every
mhm.
year. You have
Okay.
to make sure you have your certificate. You have to make sure you have your business license. You have
Mm,
to make sure you have the right equipment, like um, food that you know temperature controlled, such as
mm,
frozen foods, food that
mm,
needed to be in the cooler. So you
mm,
have to have all those things in place for you to be able to sell food. I know people like I was selling from the house, but I know I was looking over my shoulder a lot
mm,
because you're not supposed to, like
mm,
here in Canada, you're
mm,
supposed to, if you needed to do it, you have to do it. That's one of the concern I have
mm.
because if it just takes somebody to just report you and then boom, they are in your by your door and then you have to start answering for things or eating fines that profit you will never make in the next maybe 30 years. They will start
Yeah.
asking you to pay all those things.
Mm,
So
mm.
so that's different from me selling t-shirts,
Yeah.
right?
True.
So
True.
yeah, that's different from me selling maybe hair.
Mm,
So I can easily do that from my house. And initially, I had a business license from my house to be able to do because I had a business I was doing initially, which was catering. Like
okay.
most new immigrants, you have catering services, you offer make food and stuff. But even that, I wasn't comfortable having it just without having the license. So
Mm,
I had to go through the licensing process. So what they asked me to do is to go get a commercial kitchen, get
mm.
myself licensed to that kitchen. Then they will now license my house for my administrative work. So that would be
Okay.
under a minor business license. So that
Wow.
was what I even did even after there for my normal small catering business. So
Mm,
so those are the process that you have to follow and adhere to, even very stricter now with COVID.
yeah.
So all
Mm,
those things have to play into when you intend to go into this kind of business. I know we have to also in one way or the other, but that should be one of the things you should start working towards if you want to pursue this kind of business line.
mm,
So, and it's a lot of challenge. Sometimes you can. I know people would just you have challenges even during the time that COVID hit. You
mm.
have food that you were expecting from out of the country. Maybe you imported some food and then COVID happened. Then the price of shipping became like triple the price,
Mm.
and you can't increase the price and stuff
Ha.
because you still want to keep your customers, right?
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah, so you have all those challenges that people don't see. Or let's say you order yam and the yam came like
And
40
70% are
cases,
full.
everything
Wow.
cooked up, things like that. So
God.
you eat your loss, you wipe your face, or else
Wow.
you will just end up with high blood pressure.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
So those are the things that are there, you have all those things that shake you sometimes and shake your faith, and then but you just find your way. That's been you have to if you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to be rugged. You have to you amount a lot of risk.
Mm,
It's risky every day.
mm,
I know myself and my husband put our life on hold, on the line, to get the
mm,
business started. Like we
mm.
we had to do a lot of things, and you know,
mm,
to make sure the business. It's not like we have any money anywhere or something, but even right now, is we're still is day to day as things goes on. People will be shocked I'm not being paid a buck by
wow.
it. Yeah, and I have two full-time staff that we pay. So, but you do what you have to do to get going. But
Mm,
there will be a time that will come, and the
mm,
payments will come in, and you'll be
yeah.
shocked. And I'm
Yeah.
just an hopeful person. I'm very, very positive. Like,
Mm,
I don't let things right now weigh me down. I just keep going and keep moving.
mm,
So those are the things that you will see, especially when it comes to this type of business. I can speak for this one. I can't speak much for if I'm
other
making a jewelry
businesses.
or cloth or any other thing. But I
Yeah.
can speak for this one. So far, the journey has been a year and a half. So far that we've opened a brick and mortar store. So it's not like we're long term, but based on what we've seen so far, it goes up and down.
Mm. So I want to talk about this thing, and I wanted to say how it will or how it's affecting the African businesses. And this is now we're seeing that everybody's going online. When it comes to ordering online for your food, for your clothes, for everything now. What's the sustainability of having a physical shop with all these things going on in the world? Is there a delivery system that you started using that's working for you? Are the people started doing online purchasing from your store? How has it been incorporating the new dynamic of the business space right now with your business?
Well, one of the things that we at Bogby wanted to do is to make by the way, we don't sell African foods alone. We have customers that cut across all, all ethnic lines. We
So it's
have
a
customers
supermarket.
that from different ethnic, because we sell all kinds of food. We sell produce. We sell things that but our major food line is African food. So, but I'm on a live show, please. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, sorry. So we don't do just African food. So that's why we try to make sure that we are going to evolve
Mm,
with time. We are going to evolve the business. We are going to evolve. There's um the way I want the business or the markets to shake is the way that our food will be found not just at bulk buy, but it will be found in Walmart. It will be found in superstore. Like, other people who want to try our food, they want to eat it.
yeah.
Because I go to sometimes Italian center. I want to try food there. I do that a lot. I
Mm,
go to Indian store. I buy food from there too. So we that and it's not only Asians that probably go to maybe T&T,
yeah.
right? So yeah, so we have people from different ethnic lines that go there. I
Mm,
want to try something from other. So when our food evolves, we
mm,
evolve with it. The
mm,
business itself evolve and shows that our food can be shopped online. You can go online and
mm,
order the food online. You
mm,
can get it in a more presentable packaging.
mm,
You can, like you can make it look like any other food from any part of the world,
mm,
and people come to accept it, and we get to see our own aisle at
mm,
any big retail store.
mm,
Then that's something I look forward to being part of,
mm,
to show that I can make the business to change its focus on just, oh, you come to Canada. Oh, I'm in Edmonton. Where is the next African store to
African
go to?
store.
And
Mm,
just, okay, let me Google this and see if there's any African store. So, and you just go there, and it's just, things are being displayed anyhow or
mm,
being packed anyhow, because it's just for Africans now. So,
mm,
why should it be in a proper packaging or in a better packaging, or
mm,
displayed in a better way? So, I think those are the things that we intend God helping us, that we'll be able to, bring to the market, change the market, We have an online store right now, but it's not been fully loaded. That's why we didn't allow anyone to shop there for us. But we are loading, and because we are, one man run kind of
Yeah.
show, so it's a bit slower now for us to have that presence online for online shopping. So, and we are open to, even when we got here, one of our business, the foremost business model is to make sure you can actually, whether it doesn't matter what part of the town you are
Mm.
able to ask or order, and there's somebody deliver it to your door, that you don't have to go to the store
Amazing.
at all
Amazing.
time and get it. I still did some deliveries this morning.
Wow. Wow.
So
Wow.
yes, so before I came here, I did some delivery before coming. So,
Wow.
and we still have deliveries that we still have to do today. So
Wow.
right now we've been using just subcontractors and all that. Also, we are looking at working with like place platform like Instant Arts, so for
Okay.
them to be able to do delivery for. So those are the things that we are bringing in, and we are open because we know we are not just here, that other people will be able to, tag along with us. We don't just deliver to Edmonton, we deliver all over Alberta, we deliver to BC, we deliver all over the country basically. But
Mm.
outside BC will be basically dry foods that we can send via Canada Post or any courier service. But all the other fresh items or frozen items, we do cover Western Canada, and we've done that very well in the last 1 year. So yeah, it's something that we look forward to doing, to making the markets, a place that is bigger. In Canada, we have almost about 200,000 Nigerians that lives here, and we need to be able to show the world how beautiful our food and how tasty our food is. I know I've made jollof rice for a couple of people while I was working, and they love it.
Wow.
So we need to be able to show people how our food tastes, and that our food can be showcased and can be sold anywhere, not just African store. So those are the things we're looking forward to bring to the business.
Wow, that's amazing. I know that a friend of mine also does something like that. It's called Antidote Booker. And what she does is also sell and puts African food in the faces of different people from different walks of life. Before COVID, I know she used to have like a sit down where people come taste food, people learn how to make things like chin chin and different little things like that. I think it's very great, like you said. One thing that you touched on that's very key, and I feel like a lot of African businesses, especially in the food sector, when you go to the average food store, just like you said, things are not put. You know how you're looking for something, the salesperson in Walmart to tell you aisle 7 or aisle 5 or aisle this, and everything is put in place, even though it's not every time it's perfectly placed, but 90% of the time things are in their space. You just know that human beings are the ones that move these
Yeah,
clothes to food or something. But in most of the time when you go to some of these our stores, which is made by an that is by an African, most of the time it's not as neatly organized, like you said. Packaging is always not always the greatest, and you just said I think it's the sea finish culture where it's for Africans, it's for us. Don't worry. Yeah, where is this thing? Oh, this thing. Check the back of the and I'm looking at it like, how do we evolve from the place where someone comes to the store and the same way we put a high level of efficiency when it comes to the other supermarkets like Superstore and the likes, we can do the same for our own supermarket. So I just wanted to reiterate what you said, and that was really spot on. That if we can package whatever we are putting out there, just like what they call it, just like how we are doing for these other stores, and you
yeah,
you make sure that things are put back in place when you get stuff. I think it's the same thing that we should do in our own stores. So I think this is
hmm,
talking to all African businesses also, that make sure that you things are packaged right.
yes.
To the barest minimum,
Yeah,
that when someone
I'm a
comes in,
retailer.
yeah.
So right now, sometimes you don't have a choice. It's what you get from them.
Mm,
Because it's what you get from them, the main producer, then you put it on your shelves. So you don't, but I'm just not comfortable with. I see some, they're very nice. Like a guy came last week and showed me this is his plantain chip. I said, oh, this is great. Send it to me because I loved. He's an African, he's a Nigerian guy, and I saw the packaging. It was way different than any other plantain chips I've seen here made by African. So it was like, this is really nice. This should be at Costco. You know,
Does it have
the packaging alone. You know, that's this is. I said, this is really good. This is what I want to see, right?
mm,
So that's one of the reasons right now. Our next project is to move to the packaging area. Like, we need to start ourselves to start
mm.
packaging and, you know, making, producing and start packaging stuff. Maybe that would encourage some of those producers or
What
importers
about
to change their strategy.
what about the look? And I'm not even talking about packaging like you have to put. I mean, the look of how the store will even just look like. You get like
Yeah,
things should be labeled, things should be arranged, things should be put in place neatly so that you don't have things everywhere.
everywhere.
And that's the issue I had. There's this
Mhm.
smell that you go into a store and it just has a weird smell, and you see the floor is very dirty, or you see that you arrange, let's say, certain products here and the same product you see somewhere else, and I'm like, how do we want to break through into diversifying our market when we are not even doing the barest minimum by making sure that our stores
Things
even
are
look
well properly
presentable,
done.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
think
that's
that
one of the things that initially even we initiated. Like,
mm,
even I still have that training with my staff, even 2 weeks ago when we had training. Like, because
mm,
ordinarily you would think, okay, African store, you don't need. Well, I told them, like, I can't work with you guys if you guys don't follow instructions.
mm,
If this R is for beans, don't you let me see you put Gary there.
mm,
That's
mm.
just the way. If it's Gary on this line, don't come
Let
and add, is it peeled beans or beans flour? You know, there's a space here. No, 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 no. Where
mm,
it belongs is where it belongs. I said,
mm.
even me, I always like my life to be user friendly, anything. So if I come into the store last week and I met the beans there, I will
Mm.
go. I said, I know I go to Costco and I know the I buy things from. And you will
Yes.
never see me go to any other place because that's where I
Yes.
go to. So when they change things around, especially children juice, I became a little bit confused. Like, oh, I have to go to another because for years I've been going to that particular aisle to get the juice. So
Mm,
I said, so you have to be cognizant of it's not about you, it's about the
mm,
person that is using that at the tail end that will be able to use and come
mm,
here so often. Most
mm,
times people come here, make trips every week, sometimes twice a week or once a month, but they need to be able to get things where if we are out of that product, then don't put anything there. Don't try
mm,
and fill the space,
mm,
leave it. It's
mm,
rather remain empty than for you to add something else to that. So it's
mm,
really key. And you
mm,
really come up with something that is very important to me as well. When you
mm.
come into the store, I know our food can have some very strong scents and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
if it's well packaged, like I always say, and not exposed in a particular way, let's say Iru, our Iru will never be found on the aisle, is in the freezer.
Mm, mm,
So those are the things, or ogiri. Those are the
mm,
things that are very, very, they come with very strong scents. So
mm,
those ones will always be, and they remain even fresher in the freezer. So why
mm,
put it on the how in the first place?
mm,
So those are the things that are really key and very important to me. I don't want to
mm,
come into the store and the smell is all over me when I'm going out of
mm,
the store. So it's
mm,
really key. And those are the things that though we are really small, but at the same time, I always don't see myself as small. I always see myself as big, right?
mm.
So I believe TNT and a couple of other ethnic store Italian centers
That's
started
what we
even
walked by.
smaller than us, smaller than, I had to go and read biographies and, those information to know, okay, where was TNT, some
Mm,
years ago. And
mm.
now they are part of Low Blow. So Low Blow must
Wow.
have seen something they've done and decided to
Wow.
buy into them. So those are the things that we need to start thinking, forward thinking, rather than just being okay, I'm comfortable, I'm okay now.
Mm,
Well, I don't know, maybe because I'm young. That's why I think that way. But I just felt like I won't run a business if I can't bring in my own experience and training and skills from the corporate world to that business. It doesn't make sense for me.
Wow, that's amazing, and thank you for sharing that. And I know that I hope that a lot of people that are gonna start running their businesses take that approach. There's nothing like having effectiveness in whatever business you put your mind into, right? There's nothing like being effective. But the next thing I wanted to actually ask you is, what would you advise that young person? Because a lot of young people, they're entrepreneurs, they're very, and these things, like you said, they're very expensive. Like even in the media space, in the one space that I know at least a little much about, it is expensive.
Yeah,
From the pop filter you use, to the microphone, to the mixer, to the camera. Like, if you start adding everything together, you'd be like,
it's money.
this is
Kokorojojo.
this is someone's mortgage for 10 months. You get, and like you said, once you love something, you put everything into it, you put your best into it. And if excellence is your watchword, it helps you even build a bigger and better brand. So what would you
Mhm.
tell that young entrepreneur that is saying, ma, you're saying this because you have one money somewhere, you have line of credit. Me, I'm just a young person trying to also, how can I move from that small thing I'm doing to a larger scale and move further?
Ah, well, I think it has to do with a lot of sacrifice, actually.
Hmm.
You know, I'm actually very lucky with my husband. I
Hmm.
always say that. Is one of the managing partner. We both own the business, but is more to the silent side. So,
Hmm.
and he he had made it easier for me to be able to take some very risky, take, like, he believes so much in me to the point it will allow me to take certain risk and looked away. He's an accountant, so he's very, when you come from that finance background, you're very conservative when it
Hmm.
in terms of money and how money is being spent and stuff like that. But he took an approach to just trust. I trust our gut, kind of, you know, that if she is passionate about something, she will always see it through. So he had that trust in me, even when I said, okay, we are going to buy this business and we don't have $5,000 and we are buying a business this big. And I said, well, we'll do everything. I'll talk to the seller if they are going to allow us to pay instrumentally. Said, well, I don't think so. He said, let me talk to them. And I talked to them. I said, well, I try to, it's not like I try to, like, okay, if you are moving all the freezer, because we have working freezers, coolers and stuff, I said, if you're trying to move all these assets out, you are going to lose at the end of the, even the money for moving is like
Hmm.
half the what you are using to sell the business.
Hmm.
And it's just better for you to give us a couple of months to pay this money. I
Hmm.
don't have the money, but I know we are going to get the money.
Hmm.
So they said, okay, we'll give you right now, just give us a deposit, and then we'll give you a while for you to be able to, pay the money, maybe like 3 months. I think they gave us about 3 months to pay the money. So we had that arrangement. So that those times I had to like run. I talked to people, just borrow me money. I will do it, just I'll get your money back. Me, I don't owe. That's one thing that is about me. I don't know how to owe. So
Hmm.
I'll give you your money back. So some people believed in me, some people don't. And then we used all our ability to, like, anything that has to do with our line of credit used up,
Hmm.
all our credit cards used up,
Hmm.
right? So few Nigerians can do that. Very
Hmm.
few in this country. For
Hmm.
something they say, oh, so only my work. So, things like that.
That's true.
Few
That's
people will be
true.
able to do that. So I
Hmm.
know I am very proud of us for us to be able to do this. And we are
Hmm.
still, it's not like we are out of the woods. Nibo, we still so far. You don't even expect profit in the first 5 years. So not talk of
Wow.
paying back. Have you even paid back your debt? So we
Wow.
talked to the bank, even till now. We have not been able to, some of them say, oh, go and operate it for a year and come back. And if I go back now, I have something, you know. for me to be able to stand on, for them to get me those credits I really, really need, right? So, but before now, they said, oh, one of them told me, oh, it's a risky business, food business. They don't even distinguish between being a food retailer and being a restaurant. So they just said, and, and that was even before COVID, before they know that COVID would change
Oh
everything
my
for
God.
restaurants, right? So it can't even distinguish between.
Mm,
And we were so fortunate enough that we became an essential service even when everything locked up, right?
mm,
That would
mm,
have been disastrous. So you
mm,
need to pray about it. You need to
mm,
be able to trust God to lead you. That is this
mm,
the right step for you to take? So it's a process. It's
mm,
not easy to come by this money, but it's quite something you have to make a lot of sacrifice. You have to be
mm,
willing to stick your neck out
mm,
for for you to be able to get there. It's not easy. When we calculate the rent, the insurance, the utility bills, running all these big equipment, it takes a lot of power, right? People
yeah.
don't believe. And then we are located in the IB, light industrial zone, so it's
Mm,
way higher. The rate is higher than residential. So people don't know all those, nitty gritty of it. But
mm,
it's just something that we believe so much in, that with time things is going to pay itself out, and then we will be in that position to be in that financial independence we wanted to be. We don't want to get there by any corner or shortcuts, that kind
mm,
those kind of things, or
mm,
fast money thing. And we know it takes process to start anything. It takes a while, and we'll
mm,
get there one day. But
mm,
I'm not scaring anyone, but you have to be ready to take the first level of risk. I did an assessment of myself through a program, micro business something program this week, and I was like, is this my risk level taking?
wow.
They ask you to tally yourself and say, okay, you can take risk, because I'm 150, I'm not up to 170. That like if you're up to 170, then you are over ready to be an entrepreneur. I say I'm at 150, so I'm not even ready based on this,
Wow.
you know. So because I had to put in those conservative level of assessment for myself as well, because
Mm,
I have a family, I have children, I have to think
yeah.
about that. So
Yeah.
it's a lot to take on at the same time, but you
Mm,
have to be willing and ready to do it. Then you
mm,
go for it. Then sky is your limit. This is Canada. Canada
mm,
is a wonderful country, so it gives you all the opportunity. You are not like trying to register a business name. You can walk in within 30 minutes, you are done
mm,
to get either incorporation or to get a trade name. And if you
mm,
feel like, oh, I'm not paying, because when you get an incorporation, you have to be able to file your GST, file
yeah.
for payroll and all that. So,
Yeah.
but if you're not at that level, okay, I just want to have a trade name. You get it done within 30, even less than 30 minutes. You walk into any registry, scrabble a name down, they will get it done for you. So you have all those things that makes it easier for you to get into business here. But you have other areas too. When you're really, really ready to do it, that you have to go and take those risks. And hopefully, with God on your side, you get there.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I hope I'm
That's
able to answer the question.
Oh, I think
I need
you've
to charge
you've
this.
done you've done so we just have 10 minutes to round up.
Okay, good.
But as we round up, I just wanted to also share that for people that one of the things that you said, which a lot of people don't do before they go into business, is research. So one thing you said earlier is you make sure you try to research different big businesses that are doing really well, that are doing great things right now, and how would they incorporate it into all these other big or bigger companies, right? So please make sure you do your research, ask
Yeah.
questions, get a very good support system. Just like she said, it's very key, it's very important. And for people that are like trying to find out time, some people are trying to find time, or trying to find other things that will make them grow, or maybe like trying to like, oh I can't, I don't know anybody in this business. Make sure you reach out. There's always someone that's done something that you're trying to do, so make sure that you go out of your way to find that time out. And God bless your husband for being a very good support system. I
Yeah.
believe that
Baby, I know you are there.
a lot of people
I
have
know
this.
it's somewhere there.
I know a lot of people have that issue when they want to like go into business, family time, and so many other things they're looking at. But
Yeah,
before we go, we normally
6.
we normally will play a game.
Come from my car.
Um,
Yeah.
okay.
The blue one. Yeah, bring that one. Yeah, from
Okay.
the front. Sorry.
So before you go, before I allow you on, I will always play a game. But normally you either sing or you say something. But this
Oh,
game, all that you
don't
do,
do singing.
because you're in the food business, I will give you a letter. So I'll give you 5 letters
Oh.
altogether, and you mention 5 different foods that start with that letter.
Okay, I'll
Okay.
try.
So let's just start from the first one. So the first word is, let's say, B.
B.
Yes.
Okay, letter B. Uh, beans. Um, uh, why is it so difficult? Food that start with letter B. Bolly. What about Bolly?
Well,
Hello?
ball
I
is
know I've
plantain.
lost you.
So
What
no,
about Bolly? Is Bolly does Bolly qualify?
no, but ball is plantain. It's
I'm
just
on the phone, please.
is just grilled plantain.
Yeah, go deal with it. You said what?
I said ball is grilled plantain. So we'll accept it tiny bit.
Bolly. Burger.
Okay, burger.
Uh-huh. Um ah,
Okay,
everything just
let's do
hey, see your
three.
baby.
Yeah, she was really really crying.
That's
Um,
now how old is she? Look at her hair.
she's about 3 months now. She'll be
Oh
3 months
my.
on Monday.
Wow, look at her
Yeah.
hair. It's really full. Nice.
So
Congrats.
thank you very much, man. The next
Um,
word will be the next letter will be
I only
D.
got
So
three.
we'll limit to the three foods. Three, just three. So letter
Which one?
D.
Three. Three is okay. Okay.
Yes. So letter
All right.
D.
D. Donkwa.
Okay, don't cry. Yeah,
Donkunu.
that's true.
And ah, go work.
um. Okay. So let me give another letter.
I
Let's
don't
say
know.
another letter.
My head is full.
Um. Let me give you the last letter so that we can allow
Mhm.
you to run. The letter F.
F.
Yes.
Which food though?
There is fufu, there is fish,
Fufu.
there
Hate
is
fufu. Okay, fufu.
there is fura.
Um, eh?
Actually, I've not I've for I mean fura. Sorry.
What's fura?
Fura
Is
is
it
just
Hausa food?
yes, an Hausa food.
Oh, okay. I've not
Yeah.
seen that one before.
Oh, we used to take it when we were younger. We had this neighbor that
Oh, nice.
used to serve in the north. Then when I went to law
Is it
school,
make like puri or eba
it's
or
just
what?
like what they call it, how we have wara, but there's it's more
Oh,
in the liquid form. It's very sweet. I can't remember what it's made from, but it's a very 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 nutritious drink.
oh, nice.
Yeah,
Good to
fura
know. Now I
dununu.
know. I didn't even get one. My brain is just shut.
But
Maybe
thank you
when I
very
get
much.
downstairs, I'll get some inspiration.
Well, thank you very much, Ran, for coming on the show
Yeah, thank you
today.
so
I
much, Annie,
think
for
you
having
were
me. I
so
know
so
we've not
grateful.
actually even had any physical conversation, and you
Funny enough, this is
invited
the
me
first
to
time
come
I'm
on.
actually speaking with you, like ever. I was telling people, I said I can't remember how I got
I know
to
I've
like.
seen you a couple of times at Christchurch.
Oh
You've come
yeah,
there to minister, and yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
That's true.
yes. So and then I followed you on Instagram.
Yes, yes. Let everybody be
And
your own.
so we've not actually had a conversation up
Oh,
until
I
now.
should come to the store. I would come to
Yeah,
the
that would
store
be
to come
awesome.
visit. I will
Yeah,
come to
thank you
visit.
so much for having me. I really appreciate it, for
Thank you
shining
very much,
light
ma.
on our business and what we do. And we hope to keep in touch as well. And
Yes,
wish you all the best with your
thank
baby. I know
thank you
it's a
very
lot
much.
of work.
Before you go, before I let you go, I always let
Okay.
my guests give us final words. Just give us a final words on what you would use to encourage a young mom out there that is doing a lot, schooling. She's in school, she's doing business, she has kids, and she's feeling overwhelmed. What would you use as your encouraging word to that young mom out there?
What I would just say is this: you take it one day at a time,
Mm,
and never feel guilty that you're less here or you're less there or you're not fulfilling your rules enough. Just don't make feel guilty about anything, and keep encouraging yourself. Support yourself with good people around you. I have a
mm,
lot of that around me. They're my huge support system I have around me, even here in Canada. So I
mm,
have people that keep. I call. I'm having issue with my my staff, and they have a ton of information on HR issue, and because I can't afford to hire an HR manager. So, you have all those things, and you have people, I need somebody to talk to legally concerning. I have a lawyer brother-in-law. Why won't he talk to me?
yeah.
So
Mm,
I tap into all those resources. So tap into those resources around you, and
mm,
anybody that know me, like I'm very, very approachable. My husband said, "You're too approachable." Like
mm,
I'm very, very approachable, and I encourage a lot of young people that want to even go into business. Things are moving towards entrepreneurship, actually,
mm,
in our generation and the generations to come.
mm,
It will be moving away from having that white or blue collar job. So it will
mm,
be more of creating something. I know a lot of us don't want to do something that would dirty our hands or make us to feel less, that we are not touche or posh or stuff like that. So just leave all this makeup. After I'm done, remove this wig now. I'm back to who I am. So leave all those ones. So it's you just get you just get do what you have to do to get going,
mm,
and keep doing it, keep working on it. And sometimes at some point when I was having my degree, I wanted to give up, especially this year during the pandemic. And I have a supervisor that just decided to, like, this is the last thing I need to do. And it just started to frustrate my life. And you just like, what's the meaning of this? I've been at this for a while. What's going on? I felt like I was, in a way, I was feeling like I was useless, but
mm,
I had to encourage myself. I
mm,
had to listen to music. I had to listen to some word of encouragement, some
mm,
motivation to, keep me. Then talk. I talk my husband's ear out,
mm,
just whine and complain. Sometimes you get things out of your chest. And so I was able to, get over that, and God helped me. I graduated. I'll be having my graduation end of the month. So
wow. Congratulations, ma'am.
oh, my virtual one. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of work, but don't worry. Keep kiss your children. We may not do a lot together with my children, but one thing I enjoy with them is the hugs they give me. That
Mm,
helps me. It
mm,
makes me feel like, these kids really love me. They appreciate who I am to them. So
mm,
they see you come in the door and they hug you.
mm,
And even during virus, they stay away from me. They still want to just you know hug you and give you a hug and tell you they love you. And it's really, really important to just keep those things going, and just keep trusting God. There's nothing that doesn't have end, no matter what it is, no matter how the situation is trying. It has an end, and there's light at the end of the tunnel. Just
mm,
keep pushing yourself. It's really difficult, but keep pushing. You'll
mm,
get there.
mm, mm. Thank you very much, Ma. And
Thank
thank
you
you to
so much.
everyone that tuned in, that watched, and will watch this at the end of the show. Please, if you're in Edmonton area or you want to contact um Mrs. Kemi B. Please make sure that you follow them at Book by I believe you have a
Yes, our
an Instagram.
Instagram page is bought
Yes,
by underscore wholesale. So
yes, Book
because we
by
do a lot
underscore
of
wholesale.
wholesale,
Please make
we
sure
do
that
a
you
lot of
follow them,
um
send them a
people
DM.
buy for their houses, but they buy in bulk. So
Mm,
you can easily come here and you get prices you will never get anywhere else. I
mm,
can say that for sure.
mm,
So it may not be all the items, but a lot of items that you will come here and you buy like a case of fish or a case of meat or goats, like goats. We sell ram, we sell goat, we sell things you won't get in other places. That's why we have to, be unique. So you come here and you get it in bulk and in good prices too. And okay, I can't buy a box. We do things like other people don't do, like share half a box and things like that for people so
mm,
they can save money and use those savings on other things. So
mm.
that's one of our business model.
Yeah. All right, people. Thank you very much. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook,
Thank
Instagram, and
you.
Twitter. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Till we see you next week with another amazing guest on Life Matters and Adediri. God bless you. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Yeah.